Okay, let's do this. So, come to find out that apparently another Florida State football player has punched a girl. And I find it kind of strange that this would happen on the heels after the quarterback did it. So then I asked myself the question, was he provoked? And for all you people out there who say, oh, there's never ever reason to hit a woman or this and that, do you realize what you're saying? Before we're anything else in this world, black, white, man, woman, whatever, we are fucking human beings. And no human being should put their hands on any other human being unless they are willing to suffer the consequences that come behind it. We've been socially programmed since we were kids to follow a certain code or whatever, even a constitution that was made centuries ago, and we're still following the Constitution. We evolve as people, technology evolves, but we still go by a Constitution that was written. We didn't have fucking TVs. And yeah, the Constitution has been amended and all this and that bullshit before you say something about that. But we still follow the laws of a Constitution that is truly fucking outdated. We're not still driving cars from the 1960s, are we? And then these people to sit around and talk all this nonsense about how there's no reason to hit a woman. We are all human beings, which makes us individuals. There are no two individuals that are alike. Nowhere in the world. So different individuals, due to upbringing or just the way they think, interpret and do things different. Because if we didn't, then everybody would be a Christian. There would be no other religions. You get where I'm going with this? Everybody would think the same. So before people come out and say, oh, there's a problem at Florida State and all this other nonsense. No, the problem is that we look at each other as objects and different personalities and ethnic races, culture, and all this other nonsense that is put out here to keep us distracted from being what we are, which are human beings. And on top of that, we are fucking animals. Don't get it twisted. If you had a pack of dogs and you raised those dogs at your house to not fight with each other and this and that and bite the kids and everything else, but you take your fucking pack of dogs out and take them down the street where there's another pack of dogs who've been taught something else, what the fuck do you think is going to happen? And are you going to say, oh, these dogs are crazy and these dogs are doing this and doing that? No, you're not. What you're going to say is that, oh, my dogs didn't know those dogs, and we don't know what was going on with those dogs, so that's why that happens. It's the same thing with fucking killer whales at SeaWorld. You take these whales out the ocean as babies. You bring them to SeaWorld. Don't forget they're fucking killer whales. You bring them to SeaWorld, you put them in a fucking bathtub, if you want to compare it to an ocean, and you think these whales are happy? And some of them get abused. Yeah, I watch Blackfish. And all that bullshit. So when you go fucking with a whale on a day and you want him to perform for people, other animals, you think whales don't have bad days? You think whales don't say, I ain't with this bullshit today? And that's how people get killed. And then they go all crazy. Oh, the whale was crazy and it's wrong. We got to euthanize, or not euthanize, but we got to kill the whale and destroy it. No, you don't. You put the whale back in the fucking ocean where it came from. And the whale won't be killing anyone. But we take other animals, use them for amusement. So all this stuff about not hitting women, no. Men shouldn't hit women. Women shouldn't hit men. People shouldn't hit people, period. How about when our government send troops over into other countries? And these are troops, men and women, kill and maim women and kids and everything else. But I don't see you on your radio show or on TV or anything else saying anything about that. So my question to you is, hitting a woman worse than murder? Kind of doubt that. So how about this? Florida State, you fucking president of Florida State. And I'm sorry that I'm swearing, but I'm kind of ticked off because I'm uncomfortable on earth and I'm uncomfortable with people. Instead of going to the football team and trying to put all these sanctions and stuff on the football team and telling the players, you can't do this. How about this? You write a rule and tell every student that comes to Florida State, if you put your hands on another student, if it's not in self-defense, you can't go here. That'll put an end to all that bullshit. And then the rest of the colleges around the world do the same thing. I bet you it lowers the percentage of all this women abuse, period. Will women still get abused and some of them may get raped? Yeah, because we're fucking human beings. And some of us think different and are wired totally different. That's all it is. It's not all you should never hit women and all this and that and this and that. And for you people who believe in God, and I'm not saying I don't believe in God, for you all start tripping. I don't know if there was a such thing as Jesus Christ. I know what the Bible has told us. And what the Bible has told us one thing, and I'm not knocking people who are gay, lesbian, or anything. You do whatever you want to do. But in the Bible, it says being gay or lesbian is wrong. And God is going to punish you for that. So the American government, it wasn't just Obama, approved for legalizing gay marriage, etc. So your government is either telling you your Bible ain't shit, or we just don't give a fuck. How about that? That's what they're saying. And anytime you go to a football game, you go to a baseball game, or anytime you stand up and pledge allegiance to America, you are agreeing with what is happening in America. No ifs, ands, buts about it. If I took alliance with Tom Brady, guess what? I'm taking alliance with them cheating. Yes, Tom Brady and the fucking Patriots are cheating. Yes. Yes, all this extra bullshit they putting out here is bullshit. But getting back to my point, there are human beings who are losing careers over some shit that if we as human beings would take control of it and stop being socialized and brainwashed into believing that everything is black and white. No, it's not. When you start seeing shit in color, your vision is much clearer than what black and white is. Can you remember when we had just had black and white TVs? And then when we got color TVs, how much clearer shit was and how much better we felt about the situation? It's the same thing with life. There's no fucking exact remedies to anything. There's nothing. No, there's always a gray area. Everything is in black and white. Almost nothing is black and white. And in that picture, it's plain to see. I don't give a fuck what the guy said to her or what she said to him. She was an aggressor. So you're telling this man who plays football and been hitting all his life to, just let a woman hit you and you don't do nothing with it. You don't do nothing about it at all. No, if that woman would have put her hands on him, I don't think he would have touched her at all. And men not running around hitting women or whatever you want to call it. What happens when you have a woman like Lorena Bobbitt and she cuts off a guy's penis? He shouldn't do nothing about that either. But it was another guy that cut off his penis. Then what? Yeah, and we all know most women are weaker than men. But women also know that they are weaker than men. So why would you put your hand on some man and then expect him to not do anything, and then you go crazy when he does? And society jumps on your side, and you got these guys running around here, women running around here, feminine talking about, yeah, you want equal fucking rights? Take everything that comes with it. I mean, everything. And it's just no different. I can give you another example. I'm disabled. I have a spinal cord injury for a gunshot. You would think that people who walk would not park in disabled parking spaces. Now, there are people who don't and think it's wrong, but guess what? There are people who park in those fucking spaces and don't give a fuck about us, but you think they would, right? It's the same thing. Some people are wired totally different and think things different, don't give a fuck about anybody else. And I call those people sharks, but we all are sharks. Most men are sharks. So you can't assume that a man won't hit you. Or we can fix this whole man hitting women and meeting all. We can fix this if we wanted to. Our government totally could. Because then you imprint a law in that bullshit ass constitution that anybody that puts their hand on anybody, there's a fine or something happens. There's a punishment for that. I bet you if every time you punched a person, whether you a man or a woman, they find you $1,000. If you got in a fight with another man, so however many times you hit the man or a woman in the fight, they find you $1,000. I guarantee you, people start keeping their hands off of people. And America is built on aggression, anger, and violence. That's how America became America, because of violence and because Caucasians came over and killed off the Indians. You forgot about that, and there was women involved in that shit too. But I don't see anybody saying anything about that. We all want to jump on a bandwagon and this, and that's all because you've been programmed. You know nothing else. When kids come in the world and you just let kids play with each other, they don't think of it being black and white, man or woman. No, we're just having fun. Kids only become adults and believe what they believe because of what's been handed down to them by their parents and their parents and their parents. And some parents out here shouldn't be having kids. Some parents shouldn't be raising kids and giving them no morals because it's a form of abuse. When you can tell another human being that, oh, because of your skin color, you're better than that person. No, you're not. Because we have the same fucking organs on the inside. You understand what I'm saying? The same fucking organs, unless you're a man or a woman, and women have ovaries and all that other bullshit that, women have and men don't. But inside, we are human beings. I had 7 transfusions when I was in the hospital 2 years ago for cancer. And I'm sure some of the blood I got probably was donated from a woman. You feel me? So let's stop all this holy roly moly shit. You don't see dogs out here running around, black labs hating on yellow labs and white labs. Dude, if you raise 2 dogs in the house, a pit bull and a chihuahua, they get on fine. But you may take that pit bull outside and see another chihuahua and it attacks it because it doesn't know that fucking chihuahua. Or the chihuahua runs up to the pit bull and starts barking at it, and the pit bull kills the chihuahua. Oh, is something wrong with you? No, there's nothing wrong with the dog. Sorry. The dog doesn't know the other dog. So there's problems. Sorry. And yes, dogs communicate with each other just like people. So you ever thought that some dogs talk shit to other dogs? And the other dog like, man, I ain't trying to hear none of that shit. You need to shut up before I come over there and beat that ass. You ever thought about that? And just to prove to you how the world works, next time you see a group of ants, kill one of them and watch what the other ants do. After you kill one of them, there are other ants will come and get this ant and take it back to wherever it's going. Because it's an ant. And they care about each other. And they care about each other dying and this and that. If you think I'm wrong, do it. Find an ant hole and where the ants will come out and kill an ant and see what happens. I dare you. So all this shit can simply be rectified if we stop putting our hands on each other. It's not a man thing. It's not a woman thing. It's a human thing. Come on, man. We all can't do. What's going to end the world? Man and technology. God ain't coming back to do shit. Sorry to tell you. God has given us everything inside of us for those who believe in a God or a creator or gods or whatever to do what we need to do as people. And we are destroying the earth with all this technology, tearing up the rainforest. It's population control. So when a tsunami or something happened, it's not a natural disaster. No, it's the earth telling people to get the fuck up off of me. And it's sad to say some of these killings that happen between black on black crime, it's just the way things are. Because we're ignorant for one thing, but it's also a part of population control. That's why the government and the police don't do anything about it. If 500 people didn't die in Chicago every fucking year and everybody lived, you know how fucking overpopulated Chicago would be? We don't have enough resources to sustain everybody. Why do you think China then gave limits to couples about how many kids? They should do the same thing here in America. Oh, we have free rights to do that. No, you don't. Because if you can't raise a baby or take care of a baby, black, white, or whatever, you shouldn't be having one. Sorry. And how about we put some restrictions on people having kids? Not black kids, not white, not black people, white people, Latino people, just humans. You ever think about it? We reported the news like today another human killed another human in news today. We don't say black, white, none of that shit, woman, man. It takes all the bullshit out and we just looked at, oh, it's something, this is bad. Another human was killed by another human. So just stop the bullshit. Feel sorry for the 2 players who have probably lost scholarships or whatever at Florida State. I feel sorry for the girls, but they should be punished too. Especially the one that we seen the video of. I don't know what happened with the second guy. But I just find it kind of crazy that he would punch another girl right after this happened on the same team with a football player. It's like I said before, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and good night. And by the way, Major League Baseball, Albert Pujols is on steroids again. Just so you know that.